hauling freight across the state line. Watching RG Bargy's logo start to shine.
G'day RG Bargy Crew, hope you're having a fantastic day and your family's happy and healthy. What we've got for you here is some songs put together by a couple of the guys in the crew. They are the RG Bargy Crew songs. So if you're interested, there's links to them in my Discord in the description below. So hopefully you will enjoy them. If you know us, you'll know why they're so funny.
Down where the diesel meets the dust and the grime, there's a convoy coming and they're making good time. Leading the pack with a barefooted flair is RG, the king with the wind in his hair. He's dodging a bus with a laugh and a nudge, while Ronnie's in the shotgun holding a grudge. She's checking the map and she's checking the logs, while the rest of the crew's living life like the dogs. Oh, it's the RG Bargy Crew coming straight for your town. 16 lunatics that you never can down, with a frantic banjo picking and a heavy thumping bass. They're a high-speed disaster with a smile on their face. If you're on the road, you better move to the side. It's the RG Bargy Crew on a hellbound ride. Triton's in the mirror and he's closing the gap, trying to take a piece of your fender for a snack. Blind eye is squinting through a cigarette cloud, while Rinkly is yelling at the sky real loud. Get out of my lane is the old man's decree, while Carl's hitting buttons for a cup of Earl Grey tea. He's shouting fuck off to the left and the right, while his dashboard is glowing like a neon light. Dozer's in the bayou, Big Doug's in the rear, leaving presents for the people that are bringing up the steer. Did I do that? Doug whines with a grin, while Viper's got a steak and he's digging right in. Kiwi Rob's got an umbrella sticking out of his cup, and Tiger's on the dash, never gonna wake up. It's a tangled up mess of the gear jamming kind, leaving safety and the speed limits far, far behind. I think I just lost a hubcap. I'm out of biscuit! Fuck off! They're the sultans of the shoulder, the lords of the low, the only group of crazies allowed on the road. From the Swede to the Bulldog, from the house to the box, they're tougher than a mountain of jagged edge rocks. They'll get to the drop-off, throw the trucks in a heap, and they'll do it all again before they go to sleep. So tip your hat to the crew as they pass, with a barefoot stomping on a pedal of gas. So here's to the Bargy Crew, the best of the worst, the only ones to finish if they don't blow up first. Breaker! You can hear the hero cry as the RG Bargy Crew goes a-rolling on by. As the RG Bargy Crew goes a-rolling on by. There's a truckin' on his house, he's a giant of a man. He's got a Peterbilt engine and a very specific plan. He's been driving for 6 hours on coffee and some beans. Now he's searching for a restroom by any possible means. He pulled into the Flying J, he didn't even park. He hit the pavement running like a bullet in the dark. He grabbed a Roller's Charmin and he headed for the door. The plumbing in the county started shaking on the floor. Oh, house is in the stall and he's dropping off the crew. He's dropping kids at the pool and he's got a job to do. The towels are all rattling, the pipes are under strain. He's the heavyweight champion of the sewer and the drain. He walks out with a shiver and a twinkle in his eye, and says for shits and giggles as he waves a big goodbye. The janitor is weeping and the manager is scared. They didn't have a warning, they were totally unprepared. House is back inside the cab, he's feeling light and free. He's got the window rolled down, singing loud as he can be. He's hauling 30 tons of freight across the state of Maine, but he left a legacy behind that's clogging up the drain. He says it's for the comedy, he says it's for the fun, but the porcelain is screaming now the dirty deed is done. He's the master of the movement, the sultan of the seed. He's the only man who's regular at 80 miles of heat. Highway with a smile upon his face, setting world records for the slowest moving pace. Because he's laughing at his own jokes, he's a comedy machine, the funniest truck driver that the world has ever seen. If you see him him at the pilot, better give him a wide berth. He's the most dangerous depositor on this entire earth. He'll leave a trail of laughter and a scent you can't ignore. Then he'll yell his favorite catchphrase as he slams the cabin door. Yeah, he's dropping off the kids in every city, every town. The man who never lets a single toilet liver down. For shits and giggles you can hear the echoes cry as house and his big Peterbilt go rolling on by. Steel-toed, starstruck eyes on the void. He's got a badge on his chest, but a captain's rage. Dreaming warp 9 while he punts a clock annoyed. Cast member smile with a Klingon growl. He's humming that theme like a battle howl. He ain't built for turnstiles, he's built for cosmic trials. Triton's burning like a warp core meltdown. Star Trek hard in the theme park town. Got a tutu covering a man of steel, guarding it close like a Federation seal. Yeah, he's heavy, he's weird, he's proudly obsessed. A Disney worker in a Starfleet vest. Fireworks crack like photon blasts. He shouts engage as the sky goes red. Kids ask for Mickey, he points to the star. Says he's off-world kid, that's what I read. He's got mouse ears on but a warrior stance, ready to duel in a cosmic dance. He's stuck on Earth for now, but he'll break orbit somehow. Triton's burning like a warp core meltdown. Star Trek hard in a theme park town. Got a 2-bag full of merch like steel, guarding it close like a Federation seal. Yeah, he's heavy, he's weird, he's proudly obsessed. A Disney worker in a Starfleet vest. One day he'll rip that badge clean off, trade Main Street lights for a captain's loft. Till then he stomps through the kingdom grounds, dropping Trek quotes over parade drum sounds. Warp core meltdown, Triton's alive, a Trekkie tank in a 95. From Tomorrowland to the Castle Gate, he's a sci-fi storm you can't sedate. Yeah, Triton saga's only begun, a metal hard dreamer set to stun. Big dog walks in with a laugh so wide, boots full of dust and a dad by his side. 2 peas in a pod, 2 blokes on the roam. It troubles a postcode, they call it home. They fix cars, broke rules and burn daylight, but they always end up alright. Big dog and his old man, hand in hand through the wild land. 2 hearts beating like a V8 band, never back down, never lose their stand. From sunrise mischief to midnight plans, nothing hits harder than Big Dog and his old man. His dad taught him how to swing a spanner right, how to pick a fight only when the cause is tight. Taught him how to laugh when the world turns sour, how to turn bad luck into super power. And Big Dog grew tall with that same steel grin, like he's got his old man built right in. Big Dog and his old man, hand in hand through the wild land. Two hearts beating like a V8 band, never back down, never lose their stand. From sunrise mischief to midnight plans, nothing hits harder than Big Dog and his old man. Some folks chase heroes on a movie screen, but Big Dog's hero's the bloke he's seen, fixing life with duct tape, grit and pride, the kind who's always right there by his side. Now when Big Dog talks, you hear echoes of him, that old man wisdom in every whim. Two legends walking through the same red dirt, laughing loud even when it hurts. And if you ask who we trust the most, he'll raise a glass and give this toast. Big Dog and his old man, hand in hand through the wild land. Two hearts beating like a V8 band, never back down, never lose their stand. From sunrise mischief to midnight plans, nothing hits harder than Big Dog and his old man. Big Dog and his old man, hand in hand through the wild land. Two hearts beating like a V8 band, never back down, never lose their stand. From sunrise mischief to midnight plans, nothing hits harder than Big Dog and his old man. Head rolls in with a steel cap grin, boots on the pavement, ready to begin. Got a rig full of thunder and a mind like a blade. Every step he takes, the whole damn road just breaks. He's the bloke you call when the drivers are too mean. He's the spark in the dark, the king of the machine, with that fuck me dead attitude. You know what I mean. Box head's coming in hot with that fuck me dead attitude. Shakes the ground he walks on, never in a mean mood. When the world throws chaos, he just laughs instead. Box head stands tall with that fuck me dead tread. Tattooed a fang monster growling under his teeth. Every mile he crushes is another milestone in defeat. For the roads that tried to break him, the storms that tried to win, Boxhead just smirks and kicks the clutch in. He's a downshift warrior with a fire-born soul. When the pressure Renegade's coming in hot with that fuck me dead attitude. Storm in his mirrors and a heart that won't be subdued. When the world goes sideways, he charges ahead. Box head forever, built tough, built of lead. Way up north where the white winds roar lives a man called Icy Swede by the frozen shore. Beard full of frost, boots carved from stone. He walks through the blizzard like it's his home. And right by his side in the drifting glow is his boy named Casper, born of the snow. Icy Swede and Casper, kings of the cold, two winter wolves with hearts made bold. They laugh at the storm, let the wild winds blow, 'cause nothing can break them where the ice rivers flow. Yeah, father and son where the north winds lead. Casper the cub and the mighty Icy Swede. They fish through the ice when the moon hangs low, tell tales of giants buried deep below. Casper's got dreams of a world past the frost, but he loves the old cabin where the lanterns are tossed. And Swede just grins with a fire-warm pride, says the world's a big place, but the snow's our guide. I see Swede and Casper, kings of the cold, two winter wolves with hearts made bold. They laugh at the storm, let the wild winds blow, 'cause nothing can break them where the ice rivers flow. Yeah, father and son where the north winds lead. Casper the cub and the mighty Icy Swede. Yeah, when the blizzard screams like a ghost in the pines, they stand the ground on the frozen lines. Hand in hand through the midnight freeze, two silhouettes carved in the northern breeze. Oh, Icy Swede and Casper, legends in white, walking through the dark with their own northern light. From the crack of dawn to the long night sand, they're a snowbound story you can't unbend. Yeah, wherever the cold winds plead, you'll find Casper and the mighty Icy Swede. Boots hit the gravel like a hammer on steel. Johnny's got a rig with a bite you can't feel. Black smoke rising like a warhead blast. When he drops the clutch, better step back when he farts. He's a midnight predator, a highway overload. When the chains start screaming, he's already in pussy mode. Johnny Underload, he's the king of the heavy lane. Thunder in his engine, flowers running through his veins. He's a steel-born outlaw, tearing up the road. Don't bow down to the legend, Johnny Underload. for a fight. CB crackles with a warning growl. Clear the damn highway, Johnny's got a little growl. He's a downshift demon full of semen with a fistful of rage. When he hits that throttle, he shits in his cage. Johnny Underload, he's the king of the heavy lane. Thunder in his engine, flowers running through his veins. He's a steel-born outlaw, tearing up the road. Don't bow down to the legend, Johnny Underload. Iron in his heartbeat, lightning in his stride. He holds the weight of the world, and he does it without pride. Johnny Underload, never backing down the ride. Storm in his mirrors and the devil on his side. He's a steel-born outlaw, tearing up the road. Raise your horns high for Johnny Underload. Johnny Underload. Johnny Underload. RG boots up with a battle cry. Says, check the numbers, I'm on the rise. Ring light blazing like a stage front flame. He's talking to the lens like he's carved his name. Every upload hits in his mind at least. He's rehearsing his speech like a digital beast. He's got that ego roar, shaking the algorithm floor. Cause RG thinks he's the YouTube king, dropping heavy riffs like a wrecking swing. Thumbnails wild with a neon sting. Yeah, he rules his channel like a metal bone king. RG's throne is a swivel chair ring, living that loud, unbreakable dream. He slams go live like a hammer strike. Chat's dead silent but he's feeling the hype. Says, what's up guys, to the empty air. Still rocking like a legend in his gamer chairs. Got merch ideas, a crown in his head, and a viral dream. He ain't giving up yet. He's grinding every night like he's born for the spotlight. Cause RG thinks he's the YouTube king, dropping heavy riffs like a wrecking swing. Thumbnails wild with a neon sting. Yeah, he rules his channel like a metal bone king. RG's throne is a swivel chair ring, living that loud, unbreakable dream. One day he'll blow up, that's his creed. Till then he's feeding that endless feed. He's got grit, he's got fire, he's got that spark, even if his views stay lost in the dark. Oh, RG, the self-crowned YouTube king, still chasing that viral lightning sting. But he's loud, he's proud, he's doing his thing, and maybe one day he'll make that bell ring. Yeah, RG saga's taking full swing. Long live the heavy YouTube king.
Kicks a K100 wake, engine roaring like a backwood beast. Rain slams a cab like buckshot, but he's heading north, he's south unleashed. Chrome drips fire in the street lights, tires bite the tarmac hard. He ain't driving, he's dominating every mile, another scar. Thunder in the chassis, lightning in the gears. Highway shake beneath them, bowing down in fear. Cause Rinkly and his K100 tear up the UK highway. Southern rock fury in a British bone blaze. Steel lift screaming, diesel heartbeat loud. He's a one-man storm rolling through the cloud. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 on the night with pride. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. We blast past lorries on the M6, engine howling like a rebel choir. Fog curls thick across the Midlands, but that K100 climbs higher. Roundabouts spin like whirlwinds, the roads twist like a serpent's spine. But Rinkly's got that iron focus, he was built for this grind. Thunder in the chassis, lightning in the gears. Highway shake beneath them, bowing down in fear. Cause Rinkly and his K100 tear up the UK highway. Southern rock fury in a British born blaze. Steel riff screaming, diesel heartbeat loud. He's a one-man storm rolling through the cloud. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 on the night with pride. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. No saint, no sinner, just grit and steel. Rinkly rides the thunder with a hand that's real. From Dover's dawn to the Scottish rain, he carves his legend in the fast lane. Rinkly and his K100 tear up the UK highway. Southern rock thunder in a red line haze. Steel riffs howling, diesel soul on fire. He's a highway king with a burning desire. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 rule the blacktop wide. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 on the blacktop wide. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. Kicks a K100 wake, engine roaring like a backwood beast. Rain slams a cab like buckshot, but he's heading north, he's south unleashed. Chrome drips fire in the street lights, tires bite the tarmac hard. He ain't driving, he's dominating every mile, another scar. Thunder in the chassis, lightning in the gears. Highway shake beneath them, bowing down in fear. Tear up the UK highway. Southern rock fury in a British born blaze. Steel lift screaming, diesel heartbeat loud. He's a one-man storm rolling through the cloud. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 on the night with pride. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. We blast past lorries on the M6, engine howling like a rebel choir. Fog curls thick across the Midlands, but that K100 climbs higher. Roundabouts spin like whirlwinds, the roads twist like a serpent's spine. But Rinkly's got that iron focus, he was built for this grind. Thunder in the chassis, lightning in the gears. Highway shake beneath them, bowing down in fear. K100 tear up the UK highway. Southern rock fury in a British born blaze. Steel riff screaming, diesel heartbeat loud. He's a one-man storm rolling through the cloud. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 on the night with pride. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. No saint, no sinner, just grit and steel. Rinkly rides the thunder with a hand that's real. From Dover's dawn to the Scottish rain, he carves his legend in the fast lane. Rinkly and his K100 tear up the UK highway. Southern rock thunder in a red line haze. Steel riffs howling, diesel soul on fire. He's a highway king with a burning desire. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 rule the blacktop wide. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. Yeah, Rinkly and his K100 on the blacktop wide. A heavy road outlaw on a never-ending ride. Blind eye kicks the throttle, K-Rig roaring like a beast unchained. Rain hits the cab like buckshot, but he's laughing through the pain. On the dash sits his partner, bouncing with every shake and sway. A tiny yellow rubber ducky, riding shotgun all the way. Banjo snarling dirty, harmonica breathing fire. Blind eye's got a mission, and that duck's his good luck squire. Ducky Renegades, thunder on a road. Blinder driving heavy with a wild owl load. Steel lift screaming, diesel Harvey loud. A trucker and a ducky standing tall and proud. Yeah, they tear through the night like a storm unmade. Blind eye and his ducky, rubber ducky Renegades. Sea chatter crackles, mate, what's that toy you've got? Blind eye grins and answers, he's the toughest friend I've got. Ducky nods with attitude, staring out at the endless miles. Blind eye swears that little bird's got magic in its smile. Banjo snarling dirty, harmonica breathing fire. Blind eye's got a mission, and that duck's his good luck squire. They're rubber ducky Renegades, thunder on the road. Blind eye driving heavy with the wild out load. Steel riff screaming, diesel Harvey loud. A trucker and a ducky standing tall and proud. Yeah, they tear through the night like a storm unmade. Blind eye and his ducky, rubber ducky Renegades. Some men ride with angels, some men ride alone. Blind eye rides with a ducky on a diesel-driven throne. Oh, yeah. Storm clouds crash on the motorway, wind howls like a freight train ghost. But blind eye keeps the hammer steady, ducky bouncing at his post. And when the night gets long and heavy and the road turns cold and rough, he taps that duck for luck and laughs. Sometimes that's more than enough. They're rubber ducky Renegades, thunder on the road. Blinder driving heavy with a wild owl load. Steel riff screaming, diesel Harvey loud. A trucker and a ducky standing tall and proud. Yeah, they tear through the night like a storm unmade. Blind eye and his ducky, rubber ducky Renegades. Yeah, rubber ducky Renegades. Yeah, rubber ducky Renegades. Yeah, they tear through the night like a storm unmade. Rubber ducky Renegades. Down at RG Bargy where the madness brews, you'll find the boys acting like they got no clues. They clocked in shore but barely awake, arguing over who stole whose lunch break. One's flipping chips like a circus trick, another stuck trying to fix a broomstick. Cause they're the RG Bargy Boys, fully grown men with toddler toys, laughing loud, making noise, breaking stuff and calling it boys. Yeah, they're legends in their own headspace. The Bargy Boys, a beautiful disgrace.
someone yell food fight. No one knows who. Now nuggets are flying like a seagull crew. One bloke's hide behind a cardboard box, another's moonwalking in mismatched socks. They swear they're pros, mate, trust the process, but the fryer's smoking like it's under stress. Cause they're the RG Bargy Boys, fully grown men with toddler toys, laughing loud, making noise, breaking stuff and calling it poise. Yeah, they're legends in their own headspace. The Bargy Boys, a beautiful disgrace. Tone, but the moment he leaves, it's chaos again. Boys will be boys, especially these men. They're the RG Bargy Boys, masters of mayhem, kings of decoys. If trouble's near, they'll volunteer, laughing their way through every year. Yeah, the Bargy Crew is wild and free, just boys being boys eternally. Strolls in like he owns a joint. Trips total mop bucket, completely misses the point. He shouts head chef while holding a spoon. Girl's told so bad it leaves her on. He flips the pancake straight into the fan. Says there's presentation ain't part of the plan. Cause Viper's the RG Bargy head chef, cooking chaos with a side of don't question me. He drowned in onions, logs and paste, set off the smoke along 3 times today. Yeah, Viper's a legend, nobody asked for, but he's running that kitchen like a food fight war. He tried to flame babe, but forgot the flame, so he just yelled fire to stay in the game. He seasons everything with way too much salt, then blames the customers like it's their fault. He calls his apron battle armor gear and keeps the whisk holstered behind his ear. Cause I was the RG Bargy head chef, in his dream, turning simple meals into wildest streams. He's like a noodle spilling stew, flames Gordon Ramsay fears what I can do. Yeah, Viper's a hero of the lunchtime rush, even though he burns water first. When the orders pile up like a tidal wave, he shouts, I got this. He absolutely gave up Italy. But don't tell him that he's hiding in the freezer when a stack tank finds the RG Bargy head says no doubt. Even if nobody knows what he's talking about. He's a culinary minute, splits a con, but he sting. But hey, RG Express. Banjo starts plugging like a restless heartbeat. RG strolls in with mud on his corn feet. Says he meant to head north but wound up out west. Found a pub, lost his wallet but he kept his vest. High mic a size like it already knows. This bloke's got a talent for the wrong way home. Oh, RG, king of the wrong turns. Road signs tremble when your tires burn. You chase the sun but find the rain. You miss the highway, hit the cane. Banjos laughing, harmonica yearns for the day you stop making all those wrong turns. He once tried fishing on a no-fish lake. Spent all day waiting for a bite that never came. Bought a map upside down from a bloke named Stu. Now he's lost in the bush with a half-baked poo. Banjo flickers like a campfire spark. Come on, as he stumbles in the dark. Oh, RG, king of the wrong turns. Road signs tremble when your tires burn. You chase the sun to find the rain. You miss the highway, hit the cane. Banjos laughing, harmonica yearns for the day you stop making all those wrong turns. But there's something about the way he grins, like he meant to lose just so life begins. Every detour writes a tale so bold. The RG Bargy crew thinks it is gold. Now folks say RG's a legend round here, a compass breaker, a wandering pioneer. He'll guide you wrong, but you'll have a good time with a banjo rhythm and a hum on a line. And if you ask him where the right road lies, he'll shrug and point at the open skies. Oh, RG, king of the wrong turns. Road signs tremble when your tires burn. You chase the sun to find the rain. You miss the highway, hit the cane. Banjos laughing, harmonica yearns. But mate, we'd miss you if the right road ever returns. Wrong turns, road signs tremble when your tires burn. You chase the sun but find the rain. You miss the highway, hit the cane. Banjos laughing, harmonica yearns. But mate, we'd miss you if the right road ever returned.
Watching all the four-wheelers trying hard to pass. It's Big Doug in the driver's seat with a grin upon his face, turning every highway to a wreckage-filled space. He sees a tailgater getting closer to his rear. Then he slams on the service brake and shifts another gear. There's a crunch of a radiator and a bumper in the air, while Big Doug's laughing like he hasn't got a care. Oh, he's leaving little presents for the drivers in his wake, giving them a headache with a sudden brake check. Quake, he's a mountain of a man with a heavy-handed touch. He don't care for safety or for mirrors very much. He leaves a trail of smoking wrecks and twisted metal junk, while the trailers in the back are doing the Big Doug funk. The smoke is clearing out and the glass is on the ground. The state patrol is coming with a siren wailing sound. Big Doug leans out the window with a goofy squinty eye, watching all the tow trucks as they slowly switch as he looks at the Sonata and he just shoved into a ditch. He puts a finger to his lip and he asks the crowd of blue, "Oopsie daisy fellas, did I do that to you?" He's the sultan of the smash up, the master of the dent, wondering where all the insurance money went. The RG Bargy crew is trying hard to stay ahead before Big Doug leaves them for the junkyard instead. He's got a pile of Fender sitting pretty in his bed. "A present for my buddies," is what the big man said. "If you see his brake lights flashing like a disco in the dark, you better find a shoulder or a place to go and park." 'Cause Doug is feeling clumsy and he's looking for a thrill, leaving Urkel-style wreckage on every single hill. So here's to Big Doug and his presence on the road, the only man who's happy when he loses half his load. Did I do that? You can hear the hero cry as a trail of busted Chevys goes rolling on by. There's a Peterbilt swerving like a snake in the grass, while a man is screaming, "Where'd I put my damn bifocals glass?" His blind eye in the cabin and his vision's gone to mud. He's looking for a Marlboro to settle down his blood. He's got a foggy windshield and a foggier brain. He's driving by the rumble strips and ignoring every lane. He's squinting at the dashboard like he's trying to read a ghost, while he's aiming for a bridge but he'll probably hit a post. Oh, blind eyes rolling but he can't see a thing. He's chasing down a nicotine and a banjo string. One hand's on the shifter and the other's on the floor, looking for a cigarette and his glasses by the door. He's a cloud of gray smoke on a 18-wheel ride with a lighter in his pocket and his vision terrified. He found a crumpled Winston, but he lost his spectacles. Now he's hitting every bump and the orange road cones. He struck a yellow match and he sinked his upper lip while the trailer started doing a Thelma and Louise trip. Is that a state trooper or a giant dairy cow? He's yelling at the shadows while he's wiping off his brow. He hit a patch of gravel and his eye popped from the strain. Now he's looking for his glasses and his peeper in the rain. He's a squinting smoker, the sultan of the puff. He can't see the highway but he can't get enough. He's a squinting smoker, the sultan of the puff. He can't see the highway but he can't get enough. He pulled into the way station and he didn't even see the red light flashing or the local deputy. He leaned out the window with a face full of ash and asked the officer for a light and some cash. The trooper said, "Mister, you're as blind as a bad blind." I said, "I'd agree if I knew where you were at." He slammed it in the eye and he blew a smoky cloud, the most dangerous man to ever make his mama proud. So if you see a semi with a zigzagging trail and a driver with a look that is ghostly and pale, just keep your distance and your windows roll tight, 'cause blind eyes got a cigarette but no vision inside.
Like a beast unchained, BoxHD fires up that Kenny 220 untamed. Cat Woody on the dash with a wild-eyed stare. Two renegades riding like they just don't care. Turbo screams as a boost ignites. Cab shakes hard under neon lights. BoxHD and Ruddy tearing up the night. And that 220 built for a fight. We're Cummins riding a rattle in the ground. They're the kings of the blacktop, hellbound. Guitars wail like the Jake Breaks cry. Woody's tail flicks as the sparks fly by. Chrome glows red from the engine's heat. That BoxHD hauler ain't accepting defeat. Every shift hits hard like a hammer strike. Road turns mean
midnight howl. LED bars cutting through the desert haze. Freightliner boys staring as I blaze my way. Every shift hits perfect, every climb feels true. This Caos got a soul that the old hands knew. I'm rolling strong in my mighty K-tune, Teddy taking on the line. Chrome stacks singing with a deep red shine. Through the Rockies, through the dust, through the neon night. This cab over King makes every mile feel right. Got the dash cam glow and the GPS home. Interstate rhythm making my fingers drum. From the way station lights to the canyon bends, this K220's a legend that never ends. Yeah, I'm rolling strong in my modern K220, wild and free. A down under Titan on the land of the free. From the first cold start to the last day's light, me and this KW gonna ride all night. Rolling out of sunrise, chrome catching fire. 18 wheels humming like a steel string choir. Got a logbook full of miles and a cooler full of dreams. Chasing down the highway where the white line gleams. Every curve, every climb, I feel alive. It's freaking me, we were built to drive. I got diesel in the wind, thunder in my lane, a big black heartbeat pumping through my veins, kicking up the gravel, pushing past the bend. I was born for the long haul, right until the end. Sleepy chatter crackling with the boys up ahead, talking about the weather and the roads we dread. But the hills don't scare me, they just call my name. A trucker's soul ain't meant to stay tame. Loads tied down and the night rolls in. Another stretch of blacktop, let the story begin. I got diesel in the wind, thunder in my lane, a big block heartbeat pumping through my veins, kicking up the gravel, pushing past the bend. I was born for the long haul, right until the end. If the world gets heavy, I'll drop a gear. Let the engine growl loud enough to drown the fear. These hills, no secrets, only truckers keep. And the road sings lullabies that rock me to sleep. Yeah, diesel in the wind, thunder in my lane, a hill country rhythm running wild and untamed, kicking up the gravel, pushing past the bend. I'll be driving these roads till the very last end. till the end.
There's a legend on the asphalt with his boots left on the curb, driving like a demon with a spirit undisturbed. It's RG in the cabin and he's feeling every gear. With his naked pinky toe he's shifting through his fear. He's got no socks for comfort, he's got no heels for grip, just 10 callous piggies on a high-speed metal trip. He's staring down the highway with a wild and hungry stare, while the smell of burning rubber fills the humid summer air. Oh, RG's driving barefoot, he's a pedal-pushing king. You can hear the banjo crying and the lug nuts start to ring. He's dodging all the greyhounds, he's weaving through the fleet with the power of the Peterbilt beneath his naked feet. He's a barefoot bus dodging, gear jamming soul, with a heavy metal heart and no traction control. Here comes a city shuttle and a double-decker too. RG's wiggling his toes and he's coming for the through. We swerved around a bluebird with a millimeter gap, while his soles are hitting iron with a slap, slap, slap. He's meddling with the throttle, he's tickling the brake. He's the only man alive who's got this much at stake. The bus drivers are screaming, they're shaking in their seats, while RG's arch is twitching to the rhythm of the beats.
He's a toe-tapping terror, he's a soul's punctuated, dodging transit buses better than a human can.
He's a toe-tapping terror, he's a soul-searching man, dodging transit buses better than a human can. The highway patrolman put his siren on the light, but he saw those wiggling toes and he fainted out of fright. RG's passing on the shoulder, he's passing in the air, with a cloud of foot powder and a look of I don't care. He cleared a greyhound convoy like a needle through the thread, with a dream in his liver and no shoes upon his bed. He's the barefoot wonder of the interstate line, leaving nothing but some footprints and a Peterbilt shine. So if you're on a bus and you're feeling quite afraid, and you see a giant truck making moves that shouldn't be made, look down at the pedals through the driver's window pane. It's just RG and his toes going totally insane. Oh!
In the shotgun seat of a Peterbilt, through the dust and through the rain, sits a woman with a steady heart. And Ronnie on the headset, it's Ronnie on the map, while RG's wiggling his naked toes across the leather lap. She's the navigator, the anchor, and the guide, trying to keep that 18-wheeler on the pavement side. She's calling out the mileage, she's calling out the turns, while the smell of RG's pedal working rubber slowly burns. Ronnie's in the cabin, she's the boss of the machine, the finest trucking partner that the highway's ever seen. She's dodging every greyhound, she's spotting every bus, keeping RG on the road without a lot of fuss. He's got the bare feet on the floor, she's got the steady hand, the queen of all the support crews in the North American land. She's handing him his coffee, she's handing him his snacks, while keeping one eye on the road for any highway traps. Buzz at 12 o'clock, she yells RG swerve it right, while he's tickling the throttle with his piggy shining bright. She's the one who keeps the logbook, she's the one who keeps it cool, while the partner's driving barefoot like a crazy-headed fool. She's got the patience of a saint and the reflex of a cat, and a closet full of work boots that he doesn't know he's at. She's the soul of the operation, the brain behind the brawn. She's been awake and dodging buses since the crack of dawn. The Pinkertons are watching and the troopers try to tail, but Ronnie's got the shortcuts that'll keep him out of jail. She's a wizard with the atlas, she's a genius with the gear. She's been calming RG's barefoot nurse for all these rowdy years. If you see that blue rig coming with the tires screaming loud, and you see a woman smiling through a giant diesel cloud, just know that RG's only alive because of Ronnie's grace, the real MVP of the whole damn trucking race. So here's a lady Ronnie with the map and with the pride, the only one brave enough to take the barefoot ride. Stay off the boots, you can hear her loudly cry as Ronnie and her shoeless man go rolling on by.
a cloud of black soot and a rattle in the air, and a barefooted leader with a lack of any care. RG's got his toes spread wide across the pedal, pumping out a rhythm on a ton of heavy metal. He's laughing at a bus that he nearly sent to glory, while Ronnie's in the sleeper. It's a terrifying story. She's shouting out directions, she's holding on for life. She's the only sane woman who would be a trucker's wife. Oh, it's the Bargy Crew convoy rolling in a line, a 16-truck disaster that is doing mighty fine. With a frantic banjo picking and a diesel-fueled roar, they're shoving every speed limit right out of the door. If you see the chroma flashing and you hear the gravel fly, it's the RG Bargy Crew going rolling on by. Triton's in the center and he's aiming for a door. He's collected 20 bumpers and he's looking for some more. Blind eyes in the wake and he's squinting through the haze. He hasn't seen a road sign in at least a dozen days. Is that a deer or a trooper? He hollers on the mic while Rinkly tells him jet and to take a flying hike. This is my lane, son, the old man starts to bray while he blocks off every driver on the whole interstate. Carl's in the middle and his tea is getting cold. He's hitting every button and he's feeling mighty bold. I'm looking for the blinkers, he lets out a frantic yell. Then he shouts, fuck off, until the cabin starts to swell. Big Doug's in the back and he's dropping off a load of fenders and some hubcaps in the middle of the road. Did I do that? He winds into the air while the pileup in his mirror is a tragic affair. Viper's got a steak and he's seasoning the dash. Kiwi Rob is sipping drinks while he's waiting for a crash. Tiger's in the window, Johnny's doing 55. It's a miracle of science that they're even still alive. From the bayou to the border, they're a rolling scrap metal yard, making every dot officer's life incredibly hard. They're a convoy of craziness, a circus on the move with a 7/10 rhythm and a gear jamming groove. Hey Ronnie, the brake pedal just turned into a wet noodle.
RG, that's the third time this week!
Use the air horn and turn out of my way. I'm drafting off a fuel tanker. It's airing at AI.
I see tunnel vision. Wait, that's just my hat falling over my eyes.
Who took my biscuits? I'll ram every one of you. Fuck off!
I think I dropped the transmission. Did I do that?
The whole 2-3 brace for impact! So tip your hat to the crew and the Barefoot King, the loudest bunch of lunatics that ever tried to sing. Lock the hold, you can hear the hero cry as the RG Bargy Crew goes a-rolling on by.
There's a 16-truck stampede coming down the mountain pass with a bunch of crazy lunatics stepping on the gas. At the front of the pack is the king of the bare feet. RG's laughing in the mirror while he's taking up the street. Ronnie's in the passenger seat, clutching at her heart, saying, RG, honey, don't you tear the rig apart. But he's dodging every bus with a giggle and a grin while the rest of the crew comes a-barreling in. Oh, it's the RG Bargy Crew, and they're out of their minds, leaving rubber and the wreckage and the sanity behind. With a frantic banjo picking and a cloud of diesel smoke, they treat a 40-ton load like a big wheel joke. They're the lords of the highway, the kings of the crest. The RG Bargy Crew is making a dash. Triton's in the middle and he's looking for a dent, wondering where all the shiny chrome bumpers went. Blind eye squinting through a cloud of marble red, trying to find the lane that Rinkly says is his instead. Get out of my way, old Rinkly starts to scream, while Carl's in the sleeper with an Earl Grey dream. He's hitting every button with a fuck off yell, while the truck starts ringing like a silver-plated bell. They Doug's in the rear and he's slamming on the brake, leaving presents for the people in a heavy metal wake. He looks at the pile up with a whiny little cry. Did I do that? As the hubcaps fly by, Viper's got a steak and he's doing 99. Kiwi Rob is sipping on a drink that's mighty fine, with an umbrella poking out the window of the cabin.
They're absolutely manic, finger shredding banjo, so that sounds like a semi-truck doing a wheelie. RG, look at the airtime on that Prius. Fuck off, RG! Whoopsie daisy. They hit the loading dock in a shower sparks, leaving nothing but some memories and some giant skin marks. The foreman's in the office and he's calling up the law, but he's staring at the craziest sight he ever saw. Tiger's on the dash and he's licking on a paw, while the crew starts yelling through a dusty red jaw. They delivered the goods, but they lost a passenger door. Now they're headed back out just to do it some more. So here's to the Bargy Crew, the terrors of the road, the only way to carry such a heavy mental load. Break clear, yells Runny as the banjo starts to die, as the RG Bargy Crew goes rolling on by. Bargy Crew, and they're out of their minds, leaving rubber and the wreckage and the sanity behind, with the frantic banjo picking in a cloud of diesel smoke. They treat a 40-ton load like a big wheel joke. They're the lords of the highway, the kings of the crash. The RG Bargy Crew is making a dash. Triton's in the middle, and he's looking for a dick. Wondering where all the shining chrome bumpers went. Blind eyes squinting through a cloud of marble red, trying to find the lane that Rinkly says is his instead. He's hitting every button with a fuck off, yeah. While the truck starts ringing like a silver-plated bell. Oh, but he's dodging Bargy Crew, the terrors of the road, the only way to carry such a heavy mental load. We're clear, yells Ronnie as the banjo starts to die, as the RG Bargy Crew goes a-rolling on by. Whoa!
smoke on the horizon line. 16 truckers and they're doing just fine. Leading the pack is a man with no shoes. RG's laughing like he's got nothing to lose. He's dodging a bus with a wiggle of his toes, while Ronnie's in the shotgun rubbing her nose. She's yelling, stay straight, keep it on the black top, but RG's giggling like he's never gonna stop. Oh, it's the RG Bargy Crew rolling through the night. A 16-truck convoy of pure dynamite, with a frantic banjo picking and a diesel fuel roar. They're pushing every pedal to the dirty cab floor. It's a highway circus, it's a gear jamming spree, the wildest bunch of misfits that you'll ever see. Triton's in the middle and he's looking for a fight, trying to hit everyone to the left and the right. He's aiming his Fender at a chrome-plated grill, while the rest of the crew is heading for the hill. Blind Eye is squinting, trying hard to see, staying miles away from a man named Rinkly. I don't know where he is, but I know where he ain't. He's swerving through the bushes and he's stripping off the paint. Dozer's in the back, just a boss in the air. Car's hitting buttons and a pulling his hair. Tiger's in the window and he's taking a nap, while Chandler's looking for a snack and a laugh. Viper's doing 90 with a stake on his mind, leaving Johnny and his Beige Bulldog far behind. It's a tangled up mess of the high-speed kind, with a barefoot leader and a piece of mind. RG, let bus go.
RG, eyes on the road.
Honk off. Is that a bridge or a billboard? They're crossing the border and a blur of blue smoke. The dog's thinking it's a massive practical joke. From the Swede in the eyes to the house in the rear, they're the only thing the local troopers ever fear. With Ronnie on the headset and RG at the wheel, they're making the asphalt and Goodyear squeal. The Bargy Crew's a coming, so you better stay clear. The loudest, craziest convoy of the whole damn year. So here's to the crew and the barefooted king, the wildest song that a trucker could sing. Watch out for Triton, you can hear the world cry as the RG Bargy Crew goes a-rolling on by. Got a Mack truck gleaming with a golden pup up front, but Johnny is a man who never pulled a single stunt. He's got his seatbelt fastened and his mirrors adjusted right. He brushes all his teeth before he stops for the night. He's hauling 30 tons of high-grade premium sand, the most average driver in the whole of the land. He stays in the right lane and he never goes past. He's the only man alive who makes slow look fast. Oh, Johnny's rolling at a terrifying pace of 55 miles in the middle of the race. He's got a golden bulldog and a heart made of lint. He won't take a risk and he won't take a hint. He's the king of the oatmeal, the lord of the fine, the most boring driver on the interstate line. He doesn't use the CB cause the language is too rude. He eats a plain potato for his midday food. He's got a logbook written in a perfect steady hand. He's never been a speeding across this great land. He stopped at a rest area to stretch out his knees and spend an hour talking about the different types of trees. He wears a beige jacket and some sensible shoes. He's the only trucking legend with absolutely nothing to lose. He's checking his tire pressure. He's checking again. He's the human manifestation of a ballpoint pen. The outlaws are flying with the smokestacks tall, but Johnny's over here just watching a wall. He pulled into the station at exactly 10 p.m. and cleaned his windshield wipers with a sanitized them. If you're stuck behind the bulldog and you're feeling the rage, just know that Johnny's living in a beige colored cage. He'll get there when he gets there, not a minute too late. The most predictable driver in the whole road's ever seen.
I think I'll have water.
You can hear the hero cry as the most boring trucker goes a-rolling on by. Grizzle and he's 300 pounds of mean. The loudest, bossiest bastard that the South has ever seen. They call him Dozer cause he flattens everything in sight. With a Peterbilt ego and a thirst for a fight. He's got a jaw full of red man and a hat pulled low. He don't care where you're headed, he's the boss of the flow. He'll bark a command through a mouthful of steak. And he never met a law that he wouldn't like to break. Oh, Dozer's in the hammer lane shouting at the stars, wrecking all the schedules and the spirits of the cars. With a thick southern drawl and a fist made of lead. He's gotta do it my way, spirit in his big old head. He's the boss of the blacktop, the king of the dirt. Dozer's gonna tell you how to drive till it hurts. Hey! Way station didn't even slow. The officer stepped out and said, Dozer, don't you know? But Dozer cut him off with a finger in the air and lectured that poor boy on his boots and his hair. Move that cone, boy, fix that sign. I'm hauling heavy freight. He bossed the whole department right out the station gate. He's got a CB radio just to tell the world he's right. And he'll argue with a stoplight in the middle of the night. He's a sultan of the CB, the dictator of the road, bossing every driver with a 30-ton load. He's got a chrome-plated grill and a smokestack tall. He treats the interstate like his own banquet hall. If you're merging too slow, he's gonna give you a piece of a mind that ain't seen a single moment of peace. Get in the right lane, sister, put your phone in the bin. He's cussing out the world with a wide-toothed grin. He's a bull in a china shop, a tank on the line, and he won't be happy till your business is mine. See a shadow in a cloud of southern dust, and you hear a voice a shouting about the things you must. Just pull off to the side and let the big man through, cause Dozer's got a plan and it don't include you. Hey! There's a rig from the north where the maple syrup flows, and a driver who is quiet from his head down to his toes. It's Fast Eddy in the cabin looking peaceful as a lake while he's tailing the whole convoy. With every breath they take, he doesn't holler on the mic, he doesn't scream and shout, but he knows what every Bargy boy's thinking all about. He's drifting through the lanes like a shadow in the snow, waiting for the perfect time to let the insults go.
Works Fast Eddy.
He's the polite pioneer,
Whispering some sarcasm into your ringing ear.
with a frantic banjo picking and a precision guy to strike. He'll tell you what your mother or your driving is alike.
He's the Canadian ninja in a 40-ton rig with a quiet little comment
that's remarkably big. RG's doing donuts and he's laughing in the air when Eddy keys the radio with a gentlemanly flair. Say, RG, that's a lovely move. I saw it once before back in primary school when I was only 4.
RG stops a laughing and he nearly hits a tree,
while Eddy drifts on past him with a sorry pardon me. He's a surgical style driver with a razor blade tongue, the sharpest little teases that have ever been sung.
Incredibly precise technical banjo solo.
No miss notes, just pure speed. Triton, buddy, I think you missed a spot on that sedan. Would you like me to show you how to aim?
Hey,
And Carl, your tea smells like wet socks. Just an observation, have a lovely day, eh?
why you little fuck off.
Blind eyes getting nervous, trying hard to find the track, when Eddy says, I've seen better eyes on a potato sack. He's quiet as a church mouse until the moment's right, then he drops a verbal bombshell in the middle of the night. Big Doug tries a brake check with a clumsy-handed thud, and Eddy says your timing's like a tractor in the mud. He doesn't use a hammer, he just uses a pin to pop the giant ego of the
the crew he's riding in. He hit the loading dock with a millimeter to spare, while the rest of them are tangled in a metalwork affair. He stepped out of the cabin with his shirt tucked in so neat and offered everyone a little maple-flavored treat. Then he looked at the wreckage and he let out a sigh. Is this a delivery or did a circus come to die? Then he tipped his cap and he headed for the door, leaving 16 angry truckers a-crying for more. So here's to Fast Eddy, the polite and the fast, the only man with insults that are really gonna last. Sorry about that. You can hear the hero cry as the sharpest tongue in Canada goes a-rolling on by. Fast Eddy, the polite and the fast, the only man with insults that are really gonna last. Sorry about that. You can hear the hero cry as the sharpest tongue in Canada goes a-rolling on by. Volleyball bat, volleyball bat, volleyball bat, volleyball bat. There's a rigger rolling heavy and the driver's in a stew. He's got a couple twinings and a bit of point of view. It's called a tea drinker with a pinky in the air, while he's dodging all the traffic with a look of pure despair. He's fumbling for the defrost, he's poking at the fan. He's the most technologically illiterate truck driving man. He's got a porcelain saucer on a vibrating dash, trying to find the wipers before he has a giant crash. Oh, cars are poking buttons and he's swerving in the lane. He's got a dashboard layout that is driving him insane. He's sipping on his oolong while he's looking for the lights, but he hit the air suspension and he's reaching new heights. He tried to set the cruise, but he popped the sleeper light. Now he's glowing like a disco in the middle of the night. He's reaching for the radio to turn down the bass, but he sprayed the window washer right in his own face. A minivan is merging and he lets a holler out that makes the Earl Grey tea leaf start to rattle and to shout. Is that the blinker button or the intercom for tea? Whatever it is, fuck off and let a man be. Oh, cars are poking buttons and he's swerving in the lane. He's got a dashboard layout that is driving him insane. He's sipping on his oolong while he's looking for the lights, but he hit the air suspension and he's reaching new heights. He's the sultan of the shut it, the master of the brew. He's got a list of insults that he's gonna give to you. The sun is going down and the dash is looking dim. Every toggle in the cabin is working against him. He hit the power window when he meant to hit the lock, and he's freezing out his teabag while he's rolling around the block. If you see a man in a sleeper with a saucer and a scowl, fanning out a cloud of blue tinted cuss words and a growl, just give him 40 acres and a mile of breathing room, or he'll fuck off you right into your doom. So here's the tea time Carl and his dashboard lies, with a biscuit in his pocket and the fire in his eyes. Fuck off! He yells at the moon and the sun as the most over-caffeinated trucker finishes his run. Tennessee line with a driver with no shoes on looking mighty fine. But up there on the dashboard in the heat of the sun sits a ginger-coated legend having all the fun. It's Tiger the cat with his tail in the air, looking at the highway with a bored-to-death stare. He stretched across a window like a hairy orange rug, while the engine gives the pavement a 30-ton hug. Oh, Tiger's in the window and he's watching the world with his paws tucked in and his whiskers all curled. He don't care about the buses or the barefoot man. He's the boss of the cabin and the master of the plan. He's a dash cat hero on an 18-wheel ride, sleeping through the chaos on the sunny window side. RG hits the brakes and the tires start to squeal. Tiger doesn't even move a muscle or a wheel. A greyhound passes by and it honks a loud horn. Tiger just yawns like he's feeling some scorn. He's got a bird's eye view of the toll booth line, thinking if I had some catnip I'd be doing just fine. He's a navigator shadow, he's the pilot's furry ghost, the only cat to ever travel coast to bloody coast. Oh, Tiger's in the window and he's watching the world with his paws tucked in and his whiskers all curled. He don't care about the buses or the barefoot man. He's the boss of the cabin and the master of the plan. He's the sultan of the sleeper, the king of the dash. He's gonna stay asleep even if we're gonna crash. If the DI stops them for a safety inspection, they'll find a cat asleeping in the window reflection. He don't need a logbook, he don't need a license. He just needs a sunbeam and a lack of all silence. He's the Barefoot Bus Balancer's favorite little friend, a 12-pound co-pilot till the very bitter end. So if you see a orange blur whizzing past your nose, it's just Tiger taking a nap while the diesel engine blows. So here's to Tiger, the king of the glass, watching all the slowpokes as the barefooters pass. Shut the blinds, you can hear the kitty cry as the world's fastest feline goes rolling on by. Oh, Tiger's in the window and he's watching the world with his paws tucked in and his whiskers all curled. He don't care about the buses or the barefoot man. He's the boss of the cabin and the master of the plan.
Is signed and the clock is ticking fast. The Bargy Crew is coming and they're gonna make it last. The drop-off's in the city and the deadline's nearly due, so they turn the highway traffic to a twisted metal stew. RG's leading the charge with his toes up on the wheel, laughing like a demon at the sound of screaming steel. He clipped a fender bender and he took out Dozer's light. It's a destruction derby in the middle of the night. Oh, they're banging on the bumpers and they're grinding on the gears. They haven't seen a safety check in over 20 years. It's a demolition derby at 100 miles an hour, fueled by cheap coffee and some diesel engine power. They're racing for the finish, trying to make the drop, and the Bargy Crews are coming and they're never gonna stop. Triton's got a vendetta and he's aiming for the side of every single driver taking part in this here ride. He slammed into old Rinkly and he sent him to the grass, but Rinkly just yelled fuck off as he let the bastard pass. Blind eyes in the middle, he can't see a single thing. He's bouncing off the guardrails like a pinball on a spring. He smashed into Call Sleeper and he broke his favorite cup, now calls it in every button just to blow the whole rig up. Oh. Viper's got a steak knife and he's cutting through the lanes, taking out the side mirrors and the safety hazard chains. Ronnie's on the CB screaming RG take a left, but the cabin's full of Tiger and a cloud of smoke and death. They're losing mud flaps, hubcaps, and their dignity to boot. They're a rolling pile of wreckage in a high-speed pursuit. They hit the loading dock with the thunderous kaboom, bringing every driver to his high-speed metal doom. An absolutely manic banjo solo that could chains on a wheel and out the side mirrors and the safety hazard chains. Ronnie's on the CB screaming RG take a left, but the cabin's full of Tiger and a cloud of smoke and death. They're losing mud flaps, hubcaps, and their dignity to boot. They're a rolling pile of wreckage in a high-speed pursuit. They hit the loading dock with the thunderous kaboom, bringing every driver to his high-speed metal doom. So here's to the lunatics in the derby on the road. The only way the Bargy crew can carry such a load. I'm here, yells old Rinkly as his bumper falls away, as the RG Bargy Derby finishes the day.
He climbed in the cab with a sparkle and grace, a look of pure triumph all over his face. In the Peterbilt Palace, he's taking the wheel, in 4 yards of purple and shimmering field. He checked in the mirror and fluffed up his skirt. He's the prettiest driver to ever hit dirt. I'm the king of the highway, old Triton did scream as he shifted the gears in a cloud of pink steam. Old Triton's the best, or so he believes, with glittery fabric tucked into his sleeves. In a purple tutu, he's hugging the turns while the smell of a clutch plate slowly burns. He's a truckin' ballerina, a master of speed, but he's hitting every oak tree with a violin levy. He passed by a posse near Strawberry Town. They dropped all their guns and they put their hats down. They've never seen nylon or tool in the wild, while Triton looked down at the pedals and smiled. He went for a corner at 85 mph, thinking he had the grace of a delicate flower, but the trailer went left and the cabin went right, and he mowed down a forest in the middle of night. There's a pine tree in the radiator, sap on the hood. He'd stop if he could, yeah, he'd stop if he should, but he's adjusting his waistband, he's fixing his hair while he's airborne and flying through the grizzly's air. The Peterbilt's crumpled, the tutu is torn, the Triton's still honking that air-powered horn. He's stuck in a cedar 30 feet high, watching the vultures circle the sky. He said, "Did you see that pirouette turn? I got trucking skills that you never could learn." As the engine fell out and hit the forest floor, he adjusted his ruffles and asked for some more. So watch out for Triton, the pride of the road, the man with the fluffiest, deadliest load. He's king of the crashes, he's lord of the trees, with a purple tutu flapping loud in the breeze. He rolled in the roads in a chrome-plated dream, a Peterbilt engine fueled by high-pressure steam. 18 wheels turning on a dirt wagon path. Poor Keystone is drawing the Pinkerton's wrath. He's looking for the clutch, but he's grabbing a gear that hasn't been invented for 100 more years. The town folk are staring, the horses all bold, as Keystone hits a hitching post with a 500-volt jolt. Oh, Keystone's in the cab of a 389, trying to drive a semi down the Cumberland line. He's grinding the metal, he's stripping the gears, the loudest sound heard in 1,000+ years. He can't back it up, and he can't make it shed, and Dutch is in the bushes aiming right for his head. He's got a wide load sign on a narrow-ass bridge. The trailer is hanging off the side of the ridge. The GPS is telling him to turn right at the creek, but Keystone's been huffing diesel fumes for a week. He's looking for the air brakes, he's looking for a light, while Micah's in the distance getting Keystone in his side. He's double clutching nothing, just a floorboard of pine in a truck that belongs in 1989. The radiator's steaming like a tea kettle pot. He tried to pull a U-turn in a tiny feedlot. He flattened a saloon and a general store, and Keystone cried out, "I can't take it no more." He opened up the door and he stepped on the ground, but the O'Driscoll boys were already around. He reached for a lever, he reached for a lead, but a rolling block rifle put a hole in his head. Now the Peterbilt's rusting in the heartland's rain, a monument built to a driver's disdain. He couldn't drive a wagon, couldn't drive a big rig. Now he's just a ghost for the coyotes to dig. Yeah, Keystone's gone under, or so it is said, with a cab full of chrome and a skull full of lead. I said the loud honk of a semi-truck air horn that slowly turns into a dying wheeze. The loud honk of a semi-truck air horn that slowly turns into a dying wheeze.
There's a cloud of black smoke and a grill made of teeth, with a grumpy old bastard and a monster underneath. It's Big Dog in the sleeper and he's woke up on the wrong side of every single law and every single highway ride. He's got a coffee cup of acid and a heart made of stone. He's the meanest silverback that the road has ever known. He's leaning out the window with a face turning red, wishing every four-wheeler was a living in the shed. Oh, Big Dog's a growling, he's a barking at the lanes. He's got 18 wheels of fury pumping through his veins. He's swearing at the tourists and he's cussing at the sun. He won't be happy till the day the whole damn world is done. He's the king of the grumpies, the lord of the get lost. Big Dog is coming and you're gonna pay the cost. He saw a minivan emerging at a cautious 45. Big Dog let out a scream like he was being burned alive. He hit the air horn so hard that the birds fell from the sky and called that poor mother things that made the children cry. Learned to drive a pocket, he roared into the mic. He's cussing out a Prius and he's cussing out a bike. He's got a list of insults that's 100 pages long, and he's singing them all day in a gravel-throated song. He's cussing at the bridges, he's swearing at the rain. He's the human manifestation of a migraine pain. He pulled into the scales and the officer said, "Son, you look a little stressed. Is your driving day all done?" Big Dog just stared him down and let a cuss word fly that made the trooper's sunglasses fall right off his eye. He slammed it into gear and he left a trail of fire, a grumpy old legend who will never ever tire. If you see the dog a coming, don't you dare look in his eye. Just pull onto the shoulder and let the mean man fly. So keep your blinker steady and your speed upon the mark, or you're gonna hear the Big Dog give a terrifying bark. Get out of my way! You can hear the echoes cry as the grumpiest truck driver goes a-rolling on by. Get out of my way!
The coffee's cold, the dashboard's got a crack. 13 gears and I ain't looking back. I'm hauling freight across the state line, watching RG Bargy's logo start to shine in the high beam glare of a long and honest day, working for the life that the highway takes away. My father's hands were calloused just like these. He didn't have the time for getting on his knees. He found his peace in the vibration of the wheel, and I've inherited the way the shadows feel. Oh, I'm driving till the darkness turns to dawn, carrying the weight of the years that come and gone. From the muddy rivers to where the asphalt starts to bleed, RG Bargy's got the iron, but I've got the need to provide for the home fire, to outlast the night. Just a man in a steel rig, walking toward the light. I've got a picture of my daughter on the vent, calculating every honest mile I've spent. Is it a legacy or is it just a cage? It can diesel waiting on a blank white page, but there's a quiet pride in a job done right. It's sleeping like the dead at the end of the fight. The road's a lonely teacher, but she taught me well how to walk through heaven and how to drive through hell. One hand for the cargo, one hand for the soul. I got a steady grip upon the steering control. Oh, I'm diving till the darkness turns to dawn, carrying the weight of the years that come and gone. From the muddy rivers to where the asphalt starts to bleed, RG Bargy's got the iron, but I've got the need to provide for the home fire, to outlast the night. Just a man in a steel rig, walking toward the light. Oh. Midnight of the soul, another mile, another toll. Keep on rolling, okay. But that old steel guitar slides in with a low, low swell. There's a Peterbilt screaming down the dusty desert road with a wide-eyed New Zealander and a heavy timber load. It's Kiwi Robert driving with a grin upon his face while he's turning every highway to a tiki-themed space. He's got a ceramic pineapple perched upon the dash, and he's weaving through the lanes in a binary flash. He's got his left hand on the shifter and his right hand on the glass, watching all the boring truckers let the legend pass. Oh, Kiwi Rod is rolling with an umbrella in his hand. The
most hydrated driver in the whole of the land. He's got a garnish on his gearbox and a cherry on his knee, driving 80 miles an hour like he's sailing on the sea. He don't care for coffee, he don't care for cold tea. He's a high-speed vacation for the whole world to see. He's got a little paper parasol blocking out the sun while he's showing all the Bargy crew exactly how it's done. The diode is waving, but he doesn't even blink. He's too busy protecting his hibiscus-flavored drink. RG's on the radio yelling, "Rob, you're in the ditch." But Rob just takes a sip and gives the gears a little twitch. "I'm on island time," he hollers as he clips a traffic cone. The smoothest tasting driver that the highways ever known. He's the sultan of the sunset, the master of the run, keeping up the rhythm on his steering wheel drum. The ice is clinking loudly as he hits a jagged bump, and the trailer gives a tropical heavy metal thump. He's got a hula girl a-wiggling on the windowsill while he's racing blind-eyed down a 7-degree hill. If you see a cloud of vapor that smells like coconut oil, like a radiator water that's beginning to boil, just look for the umbrella sticking out the diver's side. It's Kiwi Rob taking us on a fruity flavored ride. So here's to Kiwi Rob and his tiki trucking ways, blurring out the scenery in a pineapple haze. More lame, you can hear the Kiwi legend cry as the only rolling beach bar goes rolling on by.
There's a blur upon the horizon and a rumble in the ground. The scariest sight that the interstate has found is two behind the steering wheel. He's squinting through the glass, trying to see the difference between the gravel and the grass. He's got one eye that's cloudy and the other's looking loose. He's driving 30 tons on a gallon of prune juice. He's leaning toward the windshield with his nose against the pane while he's weaving like a drunkard through the middle of the lane. Oh, Stu can't see the exit and he can't see the signs. He's playing connect the dots with the double yellow lines. His left eye's on the dashboard, his right eye's full of grit. He's the only driver living who can't see for a bit. He's a blind spot legend, he's a hazard on the loose with a loose socket and a Peterbilt excuse. He hit a bump in Memphis and his eyeball hit the floor. It rolled under the brake pedal and headed for the door. Stu's driving by the feeling, he's driving by the sound. He's listening for the sirens of the troopers all around. He reached down for his people while he's doing 85. It's a miracle of medicine that Stu is still alive. He popped it back and backwards and he let out a loud yeehaw. Now he's looking at the sleeper while he's breaking every law. He's the squinting sultan, the master of the glare, driving by the grace of a wing and a prayer. He pulled into the rest stop and he walked into a pole. He said, "Who put that tree there? Bless my weary soul." He's got a map he can't read and a clock he can't see. He's the most dangerous man in the land of the free. If you see a trucker weaving like a needle in the dark, better head for the hills or find a place to park, because Stu is coming through and his vision's feeling thin and his eyeballs getting ready for a solo flight again. So keep your lights flashing and your horn blowing loud so Stu can hear you coming through the foggy vision cloud. I think I see ways you can hear the poor man cry as he fumbles for the socket of his wandering glass eye.
drive in a cloud of diesel grit. J-Dubs have himself a scaly skin fit. He's a Bargy Crew regular, a gear jamming man with a trucking style life and a tropical plan. He carries 2 pythons in the back of the cab to keep him some company while he's making a grab at the steering wheel, the shifter, and the radio mic. But something is missing that he doesn't quite like. Oh, there's a python on the loose in a 10-ton rig. J-Dub's looking small while the problem looks big. He had 2 snakes when he left the last stop, but one of them decided he was ready to hop out of the terrarium and into the dash, looking for a snack or a high-speed crash with a frantic banjo picking and a hiss in the air. J-Dub's got a python in his underwear. He's checking under pedals and he's checking the seat while he's dodging a bridge and a skidding on the street. I see Monty over here, he's as calm as a stone, but where in the hell is old squeeze box gone? RG's on the radio laughing like a fool, saying, J-Dub, buddy, you gotta keep it cool. But J-Dub's doing 90 with a snake in the vents, losing his mind and his common sense.
I felt something cold touch my ankle. Is that a snake or the AC?
It's a snake, you idiot. Keep it away from my teeth. Fuck off! Keep your eyes on the road and your hands off the reptile. I think I saw a tail in your grill, did I do that? Triton's trying to help by ramming the side, trying to shake that python out for a ride. But squeeze box is coiled round the steering column tight, giving J-Dub the shock of his natural life. He's steering with his elbows, he's braking with a prayer, while the missing constrictor is starting to stare right out of the cup holder, looking for a mouse, while the Bargy Crews are screaming like a haunted house. He hit the loading dock with a hiss and a thud. The python came out looking for a little bit of blood. The foreman saw the scales and he climbed up a tree, while J-Dub yelled, found him, he was behind the TV. He tucked him back in with a kiss on the head, while the rest of the convoy was wishing him dead. 2 python, 1 driver, and a whole lot of luck. The scaliest legend to ever drive a truck. So here's to J-Dub and his serpentine stars, the only man trucking with his own mini bars of cold-blooded killers in the passenger seat. The Bargy Crew, king of the scaly skin beat. He's in my boot. You can hear the hero cry as the Python Express goes a-rolling on by. White hair and a cloud of gray smoke, and a driver who treats every speed limit like a joke. It's Rinkly in the cab of a rusted out rig, with a scowl on his face that's remarkably big. He's claimed the far left as his personal trap, and he's never, ever, ever gonna give it back. He's driving on the Rinkly lane, winding through the hills, giving every other driver the cold-blooded chills. Oh, Rinkly's in his lane and he's holding the line. He says, stay away from me and I'll do just fine. Don't you pass on the left, don't you pass on the right, or Rinkly's gonna give you a senior citizen fright. He's the king of the wrinkles, the lord of the lane, driving every young buck completely insane. He's got his blinker on since the summer of '09. He's hugging the shoulder and the double wide line. Blind eye tried to pass him, but he backed off in fear when Rinkly started waving a shift in gear. Get back, yells the old man, shaking his fist in a cloud of diesel and a mountaintop mist. He's got a thermos of coffee and a scowl for the road and a 30-year-old get out my way load. He's a soaping of the slow roll, the master of the space. He's got a road map of wrinkles all over his face. The Bargy
Crew is coming with a thunderous sound, but Rinkly just stares at the hole in the ground. He don't care for the barefoot or the bossy or the blind. He just wants to leave the whole damn world behind. If you see a rigger creeping with a stay away sign, you better drop back and respect the old design. Just Rinkly's in his zone and he's feeling mighty mean. The crankiest driver that the South's ever seen. So here's to old Rinkly in his Rinkly lane, driving through the sunshine and the pouring down rain. I can't see ya, you can hear the old man cry as the Rinkly lane legend goes rolling on by.
To the Mammo City lights, there's a Peterbilt rolling through the cold and snowy nights. It's Icy Swede behind the wheel, a man of iron will, with a snack box on the dashboard that would make a brave man ill. He's got a bag of salted licorice, blacker than the coal. He's chewing on that ammonium to satisfy his soul. He don't need no candy bars, he don't need no sweet delight. He wants the salt to burn his tongue throughout the winter night. Oh, Icy's got the hammer down, he's hauling through the slush with a cargo in the trailer that'll make a rhino blush. He's got the salted licorice, he's got the fishing cans, the bravest trucking Viking in all the Nordic lands. The windows are all rolled down no matter how it freezes, 'cause Icy's hauling fragrance on the North Atlantic breezes. Stop and he cracked a little tin. The local started running when the aroma drifted in. It's a legendary surfstream and the king of smelly fish. Icy calls it breakfast, but the world calls it a wish for gas masks and a prayer, a wish for oxygen. But Icy just picks up a fork and dives right back again. The cabin smells like dynamite and socks from 1910, but it keeps the hitchhikers away and scares the highwayman. He's the salty licorice lover, the fermented herring king. He makes the Volvo drivers cry and makes the banjo strings, dodging all the reindeer and he's sliding on the ice. He says the smell of rotten fish is worth a heavy price. With a mouthful of a salty black, he's shifting through the snow, the only driver on the road with a radioactive glow. The DI won't touch him and the cops won't get too near. The sin of Icy's Peterbilt is fueled by Swedish fear. Truck and your nose begins to sting, and you hear a frantic banjo and a Swedish outlaw sing. Just hold your breath and wave a hand as Icy rolls on by with a can of fish, a bag of salt, and a twinkle in his eye. So if you see a blue truck and your nose begins to sting, and you hear a frantic banjo and a Swedish outlaw sing, just hold your breath and wave a hand as Icy rolls on by with a can of fish, a bag of salt, and a twinkle in his eye. There's a streak of silver lightning on the I-80 track, with a driver in the seat and a hunger in his back. It's Viper in the sleeper and he's pushed it to the floor. He's got a vision of a steakhouse behind a swinging door. He's weaving through the traffic like a needle through a vein. He's got a New York strip dancing on his brain. He don't care about the limits, he don't care about the law. He's got the sharpest appetite that the highway ever saw. Oh, Viper's on a tear and the engine screaming loud. He's leaving every four-wheeler in a diesel-colored cloud. He's thinking about the market
gear jamming freak. He's driving like a madman for a bloody slab of meat. He passed a state trooper like the man was standing still. He's got a cast iron skillet and a culinary wheel. He's smelling black pepper through the vents in the dash. He's gonna sear that steak in a lightning bolt flash. Medium rare is a cry from the cab as he takes a sharp corner with a desperate grab. The trailer is a swaying and the tires are on fire, but the sizzle of the fat is his only true desire. He's the sultan of the sirloin, the king of the grill, driving like a psycho for a protein-packed thrill. He pulled into the lot with the brakes screaming, whoa! Before the truck stopped rolling, he was ready to go. He leapt out the door with a fork in his hand, the hungriest driver in the whole of the land. The waitress took one look at his wild-eyed stare and brought him 16 ounces and a don't you ever dare. But he'd already eaten, he was back in the seat, a happy-hearted viper with a belly full of meat. So if you see a semi doing 99 plus, don't think it's the emergency or a heavy loaded bus. It's just Viper in a hurry, he's got dinner on his mind, leaving nothing but a scent of seared beef behind. He's a high-speed carnivore, gear jamming freak. He's driving like a madman for a bloody slab of meat. In the cab of the truck or the hall of the house sits a dog who's as quiet as a thunderous mouse. It's Chandler, the prince with the shimmering fur. He's got a scam going on that'll make your head blur. He looks at the door with a desperate eye, like he's gotta go out or he's gonna just die. Triton stands up with a groan of sigh and opens the latch for the four-legged guy. Oh, Chandler's outside for a second or two, then he's back at the glass saying I'm all through. He don't have to go, he just wants to come in, cause he knows that a treat is about to begin. He's spoiled to the bone, he's a pampered up king. Triton says overlooked, but it's a rotten dog thing. He's the snack scamming master of the legendary fleet, trading one step aside for a piece of some meat. He's got a memory foam bed and a toy for each paw. He's the only dog living who's above every law. He'll trot to the grass and he'll sniff at a leaf, then he turns right around like a professional thief. He's back at the door before it can close with a where is my biscuit look on his nose. Triton says, Chandler, you're overloved, son, but the dog knows a battle has already been won.
He just went out 10 seconds ago.
He's the sultan of the sidewalk, the king of the rug. He's got Triton's soul in a furry-faced hug. He's a fabulous dog for a fabulous rig, but his appetite's growing remarkably big. Out and out in, it's a marathon race with the wag of his tail and a smug little face. He's spoiled and he's sassy, he's a fuzzy-faced brat, but Triton just gives him a love and a pat. The most overloved canine the world's ever seen, the snack-eating boss of the trucking machine. So if you see Chandler is standing by the pane, just know that he's playing a high-stakes game. I need a snack. You can hear the dog cry as he tricks poor old Triton with the wink of his eye. There's a monster on the asphalt, a mountain made of steel, with a man they call the box behind the heavy-duty wheel. He didn't read the manual, he didn't read the signs, he's busy crossing over all the double yellow lines. He's coming at you head-on with a radiator grin, while screaming every dirty word that's ever been a sin. The cars are diving in the ditch, the tires are a squeal, while Box is doing 90 with a sandwich and a wheel. Swearing Box is on the wrong side of the road, with a colorful vocabulary and a heavy timber load. He's cussing at the clouds and he's cussing at the rain. He's a one-man army on the northbound lane. He's got the hammer down and his blinkers turning left. Of any driving logic, he is totally bereft. He passed a highway trooper going south in a northbound flow. The Box just flipped him off and yelled the word we shouldn't know. He's threading through the needles of the tiny subcompacts while reciting all the four-letter words and all the dirty facts. The CB radio is smoking from the heat of all his talk. He makes a salty sailor want to go and take a walk. He's a chrome-plated disaster with a mouth like a machine, the most aggressive driver that the world has ever seen. He's cussing out the bridges, he's swearing at the tolls, he's aiming for the sit-ins while the thunder loudly rolls. Getting narrow and the bridge is coming fast. The box is screaming out the way to make sure that he's last. No, he wants to be the first one to the scene of the wreck, with a string of foul language that'll break a person's neck. He hit a barricade and sent it flying through the air, and then he swore a blue streak that singe off all your hair. He's upside down and backwards in a field of golden wheat, still swearing at the engine from his crooked driver's seat. So if you see a Peterbilt coming at you face to face, and you hear a string of curves